Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, dude.
Let's talk about it.
Here's the thing.
Who is he?
We talked about him last week. He's the occultist Satanist guy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the most famous ones.
Yeah.
This YouTube, which I've talked about him before, Mr. Mythos.
Yeah.
Does amazing research and very good videos. Like, they're very enticing. Mr. Mythos, everyone go sub to his thing. Maybe don't watch this video though that he just did about Aleister Crowley.
Do it right before bedtime.
Yeah,
kids.
I kind of had it on the background on like the 1.5 speed while I'm working and stuff, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like this is getting really scary, really scary, and really demented.
Oh,
And so let me just go on the record and say Aleister Crowley was the epitome of evil.
really?
Mm.
Evil.
You feel confident saying that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
evil.
Okay. I believe you.
The practices that he did, he started his own form of magic, basically. So he was part of, I said it last week and I was mistaken, that he was part of this one magic occult club, whatever,
Mhm.
religion. And I said that the Rocket guy was also part of that. Wrong. Aleister Crowley started his own magic occult cult.
Yeah.
And I forget what it was called, but the abbreviation is AA. And what was that?
Oh, what about I'm scared?
That was like a spark.
But he like really went into just like ancient magic and like summoning spirits, talking to spirits, and like doing really evil, demented practices, like a lot of yucky stuff too. And apparently, too, who's the founder of Scientology?
Oh gosh, can't remember his name.
Tom Cruise.
No, it's golly. Why can I never? I always blank on this
Is
Can
shit.
you look
like
it up real quick?
Erickson or something?
No, it's H. It's Hugh
Huberman. No, not Huberman.
No.
That's the
Andrew
doctor.
The doctor would be like
Yeah, golly, I hate it. I hate what I can't remember.
Hubbard.
Hubbard?
Aaron?
Aaron Hubbard.
L.
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
That
Apparently,
dude was a wacko.
apparently he was, I think, friends with Aleister Crowley and part of his magic AA thing, and then
Interesting.
went off and started Scientology.
Yeah.
Which, if that shows you anything of what Scientology might be,
Mm-hmm.
really creepy.
Yeah.
But the story was Aleister Crowley went to the Sahara Desert in Algeria to do this thing, which was called scrying, like
Oh,
crying,
yeah.
both an S.
Okay.
It's with bones.
Yeah, well, it's like this ritual thing to where they enter these what are they called? Aetherials? It's not ethereals. Aethers. So apparently this magic cult thing, they believe that there's 30 aethers, basically different levels of dimensions that you can achieve, and you can gain knowledge, and like you have to perform these magic rituals to enter each aether.
Sure.
And they said, I believe it's between the the 10th and 9th aether. No one has ever been able to pass that, because in this aether, they call it the abyss. And in this abyss, there is like the god of demons
Oh my gosh.
in this abyss. And
So there's 30 of them, and no one's got past the 10th?
correct.
Oof.
But this whole 30 aethers thing and the scrying, it was originally started by John Dee and Edward Kelly in the 16th century. And that story is, I think we've talked about it before, but basically these dudes did this like occult magic kind of stuff. And apparently they were able to receive the language of the angels,
Mm-hmm.
and having the language of these angels,
Yeah.
we'll call them demons or entities or whatever,
Could be fallen angels.
allow you to enter these different aethers.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Physically or spiritually?
everything, like you can see there and experience what's happening there. So I'll say I didn't get through this whole video because it was too much for me. So I like looked up after what kind of happened. But Crowley went out with this guy, Newberg, and who was like his disciple, Crowley's disciple. And they went to the Sahara Desert in Algeria. And basically every day they were trying to, or he would enter another aether, Aleister Crowley, and his buddy Newberg was there to scribe basically everything that Crowley was experiencing. What I found interesting was every aether that they went to, they always had to climb up on top of the mountain, which I thought was very interesting with what we've talked about with mountaintops and like where the gods come and where God goes, like Mount Hermon.
There's something significant for sure.
Yeah. But apparently during this travel thing, this was in 1909.
When did he die? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it was really weird. Crowley was just a terrible person to this Newberg guy, but it was his disciple, and like the whole thing was like to dehumanize them and make them feel awful and like all this weird stuff. And so like when they got to Algeria, Crowley actually shaved this dude's head except for the hair on his temples and basically pointed up his hair to where it looked like devil horns.
What the heck? What a weirdo.
That's what I'm saying. Super weird stuff.
Yeah.
But apparently, at one point during this journey, Crowley went to like the 10th or something aether and had this experience with this demon and sacrificed Crowley, like killed him in this realm.
The disciple?
No, this demon. But not like physically, but like the whole point was like for you to get from the 10th past the 9th aether or whatever, this void, this demon, you cannot have any like self-image. Like you have to be like dead to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so apparently in one of these aethers, Crowley was sacrificed, and I won't go into any like further of like what happened. Super creepy.
Horrifying.
But apparently he came and encountered this demon, that lived in the abyss, and it took possession of his buddy with the horns.
Oh gosh.
And literally he transformed into this creature, had a dagger, and was like fighting. And so they did this whole thing. And long story short, after he defeated this entity, he was on this new higher level of the magic and able to finally, the first person ever to reach number 1 aether.
I don't understand. Did he kill his disciple?
No.
Did his disciple kill the spooky thing?
This disciple became the spooky thing.
And who was getting stabbed?
Crowley.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't
metaphorically?
Was really happening,
it was like a
but it was
dimension, like a different
in a different realm.
What the heck?
It was like, but the dimension was also interacting with Earth, and like so it was like real physical, but also in the other dimension.
Yeah.
Just creepy stuff.
Yeah, wacky, everyday kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this story,
Dude.
except that it almost made me want to be like, I don't want to research this Crowley guy that much more, just because like even hearing it and watching the stuff that he did,
it's evil.
It's so evil.
Yeah.
And like the spells. So
And what did he started the Masons?
no.
Scientology.
No, Masons start back in like 1700s.
Yeah.
Can I add so while you were telling that story, I'm like kind of diving in for the connection between Crowley and Elron. And forgive me if I'm duplicating because I was kind of coming in and out of reading and listening. But so Jack Parsons is the guy who was
the rocket guy.
Right. And he was Crowley's, like he was close to his works. Elron was under and an assistant to Jack Parsons. And so that's how that plays out. But it gets crazy. Apparently they were trying to hold on. Just give me 1 second because this was crazy. Shoot. It brings up the language and then it talks about
Enochian. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Enochian or Enochian. And I'm like, while they're doing, it's called the Babylon something. They're trying to bring up the, hold on, this is like 100 ChatGPT searches. And then I'm trying to make sure that these are actually like from someplace. He believed that a ritual called the Babylon working, could invite a divine feminine force to appear in human form and become his magical partner. This is from the Rituals, January to March of 1946. This is Parsons. His aim was to manifest an incarnation of Babylon, the Thelemic goddess of sacred sexuality and freedom. identified as the Scarlet Woman in Crowley's writings.
From Revelation.
The ritual involved Enochian invocations and thelemic prayers and symbolic gestures. No reliable evidence supports the sensational later rumors of extreme acts or human sacrifice, but a ton of people believe that to be true. And so I started asking, like, Enochian invocations, is that really what that sounds like? And sure enough, it is the language from Enoch. It's like directly tied to it. So even in the occult, they are like, yeah, this is real, and we utilize it to get to these spaces and to do these things. And so all of the things that we dislike, I'll just say it this way, the things that we dislike or that we have problem with as society, I would say devolves or falls into these places are directly tied to the people. Like, you think about the advancements of science, technology.
Yeah, and that's
in
what
the
I was getting to.
1900s.
Like,
it's directly tied to occultism.
Yep, that's what I was
Dang.
basically talking about. Jesse Michaels, this whole thing with NASA and stuff that we talked about last week. That story, these are the people that were influencing science.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's like,
In the future.
Father of jet
of
propulsion.
yeah.
and it's like, dude, in the days of Noah, like the freaking watchers giving all this knowledge, and these dudes are harnessing it and like talking to these entities and these demons and gaining this knowledge of rocket propulsion and physics. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
It's wild, man. Like the advancement, how quickly it all advances is nuts.
Yeah. And
And
this
it just-
isn't like conspiracy hocus pocus kind of stuff. This is like, there's real validation. There's real proof that these scientists are or have been a part of this occult stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not something you just dabble in either.
No.
It says Enochian calls in the 1946 rites mixed with thelemic prayers, the religion that Crowley founded or came up with on his own. I think this is the magic you were referencing is called thelema. I believe thelema. But yeah, they believe that the invocations, these prayers or these self-hypnotic, you could call them chants, hymns, they would open gateways or attract spiritual forces. So it's literally just like chanting a ancient, literally demonic magic prayer thing.
It's freaky.
It's horrible.
And those guys, John Dee and Edward Kelly in the 16th century, which I believe it was Edward Kelly was the scribe or something for the Queen at that time, the Queen of England.
Wow.
Interesting.
And so they were doing this together, these two.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been scribing this Enochian language, I believe, for like 12 years. So he would go into this trance and he'd have like a crystal ball, which that's like where this whole occult
Interesting.
Freaking Palantir?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, Palantir, like the ball.
That's what it is.
But he would basically relay this language, and Edward Kelly or vice versa, they would write it down. And that's where this whole occult magic, speaking to these entities and achieving these different aethers.
Yeah.
So scary.
Lord of the Rings is real.
Ninjas are butterflies.
Did I say ninja? I meant
The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most